How's it going, everybody? And my name is Doge and welcome back to another short Greenville car review. Today I have something quite special on my roster. So Volkswagen has a mid-size sedan that used to be much bigger in the past called the Passat. The Passat is a very iconic car in Volkswagen's lineup because it's been there for such a long time now. Now for the newest model, well, not really the newest model, but this one is a 2018 model, and it is, I think, the only one offered with the performance variant. So that's what I'm gonna take you guys around today. So in 2018, Volkswagen offered the Passat with the new GT option, which offered a powerful V6 all-wheel drive and a 6-speed automatic transmission. A grocery getter-ish, if you ask me. It's like the mid-size sedan version of a Golf, if you ask me. So this is a 2018 Volkswagen Passat GT. Under this hood is a 280 horsepower 3.6 liter VR6, pushing around 280 horsepower and 250 pound-feet of torque. Now this is a all-wheel drive. Well, actually no, this is either, I think, front or all-wheel drive, but I'm not too sure. The body style is actually pretty cool. I actually really like the body style of this. It has a really performance-y shape to it, because the Passat, like, you know, the other specs of Passat are more like less, this looks more sporty than a lot of the other ones, since, you know, it is a performance variant. This is like the typical mid-size sedan format. It has a V6, powerful enough to push this thing to 60 in under 8 seconds, but I'll get into that later. And yeah, I like how it's a little lower to the ground than most of the actual trims. I like how I like how sporty it looks, and it has that signature double red lined grille to show that it's the performance variant, like on the Golf GTI, the Golf R, and a lot of the other ones like the Jetta GLI Autobahn Edition, and you know what I mean. So yeah, upon the looks and engines, it's pretty good. Alright, now it's time for the dealership specs. Alright everybody, so here we are at the 2018 Volkswagen Passat's dealership page, also called the Wolfsburg Handel, as you can see in the dealership. Now this is also one of the recent additions. It came out actually last update, and it is a remodeled car. Well, not really remodeled, but the 2012 was the actual remodeled one, but this is just the newer generation of the Passat. So anyway, this car comes in 8 or 9 trims. I really have no idea since there's a lot. So starting with the S, you know, usually it's the base. Specs are pretty accurate. Premium V6 is like the one. It's like the GT, but it's just way less sporty. It costs nearly exactly $25,000. So anyway, the GT is the one we have today, with the specs being absolutely perfection. This is in fact front wheel drive. It in fact has 280 horsepower, gets 22 miles a gallon, and I'm not too sure about the top speed. But anyway, moving on, we have the SC, which is like a little more upscale base model. SDL Premium, which is, you know, the same story. R-Line, which is a sportier model with some chrome on it. The SC, which is another upscale base model with technology. R-Line, which is basically the less sporty version of the GT. And then it's back to the S with a total of 9 colors in total to choose from. And I believe they all look really nice. And now that the dealership page is done, let's see how this Passat may be sounding. Alright, now that the sound and lighting test is finished, we can see how fast it is. Alright guys, so here we are at the speed test. This is an automatic, unfortunately, so anyway, I'm gonna for it in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so what we're looking at here is the top speed of 130 miles per hour. This is a front wheel drive car powered by a V6. Let's check the braking. This is very, very good brakes for a Volkswagen that's considered heavy. So yeah, now that the speed test and braking test are both finished, let's see how this thing drives. Alright, so one thing I noticed about this car is that it's unfortunately very fun to drive, because this is not a manual car, and manual cars tend to be more fun than automatics. But honestly, this thing is great. It drives very nicely, it handles very well. I mean, it's a front wheel drive car that has a lot of weight on it for some odd reason, because maybe the older Passats were a lot heavier, and the older Passats had like different engines. Not a lot of them were reliable, let me just tell you that much. And the Passat was like the Passat was actually considered like a much larger mid-sized car. Some people still consider it a luxury car, but honestly, I think that's what it used to be. But anyway, now for the actual driving experience. The accelerating is pretty decent, but honestly, it could be better for the sporty model of a mid-size car, because you know it's not that fast compared to like maybe the Golf. But like honestly, I honestly don't care, because honestly this is pretty fun to drive. I like this car. It's a very good grocery getter with decent fuel economy and just decent acceleration. It's overall pretty good. And my overall opinions are that it's a very good grocery getter. It's very cheap too, and it doesn't require a pass at all. And as you saw in the dealership, it's very cheap. So anyway, for my honest opinions, yeah, that's it. For the vehicle rating, I'll give it a 9, because I just really like driving this car. It's a good daily driver. It's a good grocery getter. It's a good sporty car if you want something if you're on a budget. You could just get this. And honestly, yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this short car review, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, and have a great rest of your day.